Hi, Bubba. All right, are you ready to ramble? I have my Bubba in here today. What are you up to? Huh? If you can't see the visuals and you're listening on Spotify, check me out on YouTube. Yes, because you want to see the visuals. Okay, so my microphone got messed up. I ordered one from TikTok, just a cheap one, and it never came. So, dude, I know you love me, but you have got to get down. There you go. By the way, this is Goose. Yes, we think he's a Labrador. Technically Matt's dog, but we all know he's mine. Go lay down. So anyway, yeah, the microphone thing got screwed up. I got it from TikTok, and it was just a cheap one that I could plug in to my phone. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll record with my phone for a while. Yeah, it never came. So we're going to use this whole microphone deal and hope I catch it all. I need to get something else that plugs into my Canon. So anyway, how's everybody's week? Did we make it through? Whew. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad it's warmer, but remember how I was complaining about that it was so cold and it could be warmer? My house is covered in mud. So that's what I get. But I am happy. I was able to get out. I hope you guys are doing the same thing. I don't know if you all know, but I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania, so the weather it's all over the place. So right now we have warmth and mud. But it's better than like 10, 12 degrees and single digits at night. I also got my water. I'm one of these people too, by the way. Remember the cold coffee thing? I'm also multiple drinks. So I got my Diet Coke I'm finishing, and I got my water because I've been doing terrible with that. And I'm not a water drinker. I'm not a big fan. So we're just going to haul ass and we're going to get it down. So for the week, I want to talk about Wuthering Heights because that was a big one. At least in the film, with the film nerds. I went in never reading the book. Still, never read the book. I intend to. I will. But I went to the theater knowing that it was going to be a tragedy of some kind. Well, not knowing. I was like 70-30. I'm like, I know it's a tragedy in the book. I've seen enough. But I was like, the way they were painting it, like it was so lovey-lovey. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Spoiler alert, okay? If you care to watch it, I'm gonna do spoilers. I was looking down on my phone in the theater, seeing how the movie ends because I was like preparing myself to bawl my eyes out. I cried. I actually cried, believe it or not. I was like holding it, and I'm like, screw it. I don't care. There's like 7 people in the theater, and I'm like, I don't care. There's no way I'm going to be the only dry eye. So anyway, I cried, and I didn't think that it was going to go how it went, how Kathy died with the septicemia, with the miscarriage and stuff. So that was like, oof. And I thought Jacob Elordi did a great job. They're getting so much heat from that movie. And I don't know why. I used to be a stickler for, the movie's got to line up with the book. Like I was so disappointed with A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline DeLangle. I can't say her name right. DeLangle? Anyway, that's one of my favorite books. And when I saw the movie, I was like, this is nothing like the book. Throw it out. It's done. I was the same way with The Little Mermaid. And it wasn't because of her skin. It was because of the red hair. Like she didn't have bright cartoonish red hair. Just me. And they completely left the scene out with Sebastian and the fish and the chef. I loved that scene with the French chef. I'll be honest, I still haven't watched it. Just because I haven't. It's not really on my agenda. But anyway, those are examples of how I would be like, and I've come a long ways. I actually anymore, I like to see other people's adaptations, and I think that is more artistic. And the Emerald that did the movie, her name's Emerald, I believe. I thought she did a good job. It was a perfect mix of very toxic love and lust, honestly. And I thought it was really, really good. Now, for me, I would have liked to have seen Heathcliff jump out the window or commit suicide or something. Like, I am, I have no problem with bad endings of movies because life doesn't always have a good ending and it's artistic for me. But on the other hand, I do like how, she could have carried on like he was haunted. Like, I know from reading about the book that he's haunted. So anyway, I thought it was a slam dunk. I really liked it. I liked how it wasn't really a period piece. I mean, they had latex dress or a skirt for her, like the house. It was almost like saran wrap they had in places. Very visually stunning. And I was like, I thought about it after everybody's gushing over everyone. And I'm like, there's other characters like poor Edgar. Like, what did that guy do wrong? Like this poor schlub, Well, the only thing he did wrong was the skin room. I was not a fan of that until Heathcliff was licking it. I'm not dead, And I think it was a win. So anyway, I thought it was good. That's my take on Wuthering Heights, the film. I also didn't know there was other films before that. I'm totally out of the loop with that stuff. I'd like to see the other ones, and I'd like to read the book too. Anyway, so that was that with the movies. Also, I actually wanted to say that I watched that in the Dietrich Theater. The Dietrich Theater in Tunkhannock is a fantastic theater. That's one of the only places I really like to go. I don't like to go to Cinemark. I'm not a big fan. I will go to Regal. That is where I saw Dracula, but it was just because it wasn't playing in Dietrich. But there was like 7 people in there for the opening of that. And I was just like, that's disheartening. So if you're in the Tunkhannock area, go check them out because it's a beautiful old theater. And it would be a shame if it was lack of people going in there and just sitting in their house and getting it off the television. And I mean that across the board with all the theaters. It's really sad. So if you could go support somewhere, that'd be great. The Dietrich Theater is even better. And actually, with the Dietrich Theater, they have a thing coming up. It's an art opening through Kits and Arts Alliance. It got rescheduled because there was snow. I'm bringing it up. The exhibition opens on Sunday, February 22nd, this Sunday, and it's 2 to 4, and it's I can't think of what it's called. Art Through the Centuries through Kitson. They're going to have an art opening there for it. So I thought that's pretty cool. I'm planning on going, and they're having a film festival. I really want to see Hamnet. I had no idea this movie even existed. Totally out of the loop. And they're having it for the film festival. I guess that actually released in the last fall. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to get there. So I'm going to go to the opening and then hopefully watch that movie after. Maybe that's something that you guys could do. I don't know. Plug for the Dietrich Theater in our little town because there's a very limited amount of things to do. And I'm not knocking that, but like in the art world. So that's just something that I thought to mention. Now, don't go blowing it up because I like to go because it's not always crowded. So, maybe 2 dozen people, Anyway. And don't sit in front of me, please. All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was boundaries. And I've been working on boundaries for a few years now, but this year I've really been trying to crack down. Boundaries is when you have a line between, I'm just checking my child. I see a foot. Boundaries is when you have a line between properties or something you own and someone else owns or has. And that goes along with your energy, everything, your physical and mental energy. And I don't know what's going on out there. It's probably my other dog, Piper. Anyway, boundaries. You might look like a piece of crap for setting a boundary. And here's how I roll a lot of times. And this is where over the years I've gotten much better. I'm very black and white. It's like, if I don't like something you're doing, I'm not going to hang around with you because I'm afraid that I can't set a boundary with you without coming across as cruel. So we're not even going to interact. I'm not even going to talk to you. And I've slowly gotten better at, you can, but you need to set a boundary. And this week I was like, there was a situation where I set a boundary, and it's like, I'm just not going to do it. If you're not adding to my life and all you're doing is making my life harder, I don't have to cut you off. I don't have to be black and white, but I could set a boundary. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. So I was thinking about that, and I think that, that's just something that we could all work on, honestly. And that's just something that I came across in my life today or this week, mostly, that I was like, maybe I should touch on that. I'm so afraid of not being able to set that, and it will put me behind with friendships, in my career, all this stuff. And I think a lot more people are doing that now, specifically politically, where it's like, if you don't think like me, too bad, so sad. But you can still interact while having a boundary. Don't talk about certain things. Don't ask someone a favor, if don't ask someone for a favor if you're, constantly, I don't even know how to put that. I think maybe you know what I'm talking about. If you're going to make my life harder, don't ask me for a favor, because I'm just not going to do it, and I'm not going to care. I don't hate you. It's just that I need to have that boundary there mentally and physically sometimes physically as well. Like, I'm not going to be in your presence. So yeah, but you don't have to be a jerk about it either. You know what I mean? So anyway, Goose, what you doing? What you doing? Maybe Daddy's home. I also watched the Bailey Sarian video. I'm not sure how to say her last name, but Bailey is someone who does the horror and makeup, like get ready with me stuff, the makeup tutorials. And she had a video this week talking about what are we going to do with this whole Epstein thing. And like I said before, I don't get into a whole lot with a lot of things going on, but it's hard not to. You still have to be aware of things, because my brain, I'm very obsessive about certain things. When I like a certain topic, or there's a topic that is really bad, like a car crash, you can't look away. I think about it and think about it and think about it, and I have to be very careful. But I watched her video, and she is just like, what are we going to do? Like, all of these upper crust people, all of these 1%ers, like, we have a huge problem, not just in our country. Obviously, we have a problem abroad, too. I mean, I just saw that, what's his name? Prince Andrew was arrested, which, thank goodness. But what's really going to be done? Are his hands going to be slapped? Like, you have to go watch the video. I definitely suggest it, because I'm trying to think of things just in my life that I could do, not to totally go off grid, off the system, but, like even paying cash for things, or, not using your card, kind of getting off the grid. I know Amazon's a hard one. When I say grid, I don't mean drinking your water that you get from the sky, like your drain barrels and stuff, your rain barrels, which would be great, but that's extreme. But we got to do something. I don't know what to do, but go listen to her video. She repeats herself a lot, but the message is there. And I totally agree with her. So anyway, on a lighter note, so this week I was like, because I've been trying to get in shape. I've been trying to get more mobile. I don't want to be crippled and shot by the time I'm, 48 and my daughter is 10. So I've been trying to get more mobile and more in shape. And I was like, I want to try to do a somersault. I couldn't remember how. So I'm like starting to throw my legs up in the air, and I'm like, I got to work on this. So one of my goals is to do a somersault. If I break my back, I'll tell you guys all about it. But I feel like age is just a number. And I really don't care if you call me crazy. Like, that's fine. Like, holy crap, Amanda's almost 39 years old and she's trying to do a somersault in her studio. I really don't care. I've seen so many examples of people, how do I put this? Being negative, letting negativity affect their health. They think that they are so limited. Even people that have real problems, like real medical problems, and I've just seen people, a lot in my family, just crumble. And I don't want to do that. I want to be here for my daughter. So if it takes learning how to do a somersault and like shattering some vertebrae or having like a herniated disc, I guess that's how it's going to have to be, because that's been on my mind as well. I think that we really need to take control of our health and don't get old. Don't die before you're in the grave, because I've seen people die and it's like, I mean, figuratively, just die. Like, what is your life for? I can't think about living that way. I can't. I can't do it. Maybe I do too much. I'm sure I do. I'm constantly driven. Maybe I'm delusional, but I will take that instead of just giving up and saying, I can't. So yeah, I thought maybe you'd think that was funny. Like, I'm going to try to start learning how to do somersaults again. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't remember how. Like, when did this happen? So anyway, I just don't let lack of boundaries cut you off from people. Don't let your physical or mental health box you in, because that's a big one for me. Also, remember that your health is something that you can control. You can't control the pain in your body, but you can control what you put in your body and what you do. Okay? Maybe you don't have control about anything. Maybe you're back living with your mom and dad. I mean, there's a whole host of things. Maybe you're postpartum and you are now a stay-at-home mom and you don't know what to do. I can control what I put in my body. I can control what I do with my body. So that's 2 big things to remember. 3, actually. I can control the people I'm around and the people that I do things for. And I can stand my ground without cutting people out of my life. And I can cut people out of my life. You all can. I'm not special. All right. So the other thing was art related. I went to Michael's and they have, I don't know if they still have today. I'm sure. I don't know when their stuff runs. You'll have to look that up. Go to Michael's. But they had the buy one canvas, get 2 free. And you know that your girl like eats that up because it saves money in the long run. I saved so much money. And I do the gallery wrapped. I don't wrap my own canvases. Maybe someday. I regret not taking the college course. Oh well. But anyway, I get the gallery wrapped artist loft and I gesso them and they work great. But see the gallery wrap? And they're the pricier canvases at Michael's. So I got an 18 by 24. I think I got 2 of these. 2 18 by 24s. I found one last 16 by 20 as I was rooting around like the little rat I am trying to find a deal because I use 16 by 20s all the time. Those are usually my biggest commissions are the 16 by 20s. And then I got the 12 by 6, actually 3 12 by 16s. I need to like talk into this. Yeah. So, actually, you probably can't see this. Hi, Bubba. I got the 3 12 by 16s. I really like them. These are all I have bought some gallery wrap from Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby is very dangerous for me. I mean, Michael's is too, financially. But I tend to just go to Michael's, but sometimes use Hobby Lobby. But these 3 12 by 16s are great. I'm going to be doing a show for Nimble Hill, and I want some smaller stuff. So I got those. And then, yeah, and then I've got this going on. This is another one. And the big canvas with goose. Remember, if you watched my video for the new Soliver that I got, the Liquitex that I was mixing for the glaze, the varnish, I have some spots that are coming off. The good thing is I can remove it and reapply it without the acrylic being touched underneath, which is what I want, which is why I changed. But yeah, I must have had some like oil on my finger in a couple spots, and it is just, I'm like, oh no. So anyway, if you use a Liquitex Solivar, just be mindful of that because it's super touchy. I've got 2 canvases now that I completely wiped down. I faced them against the wall. They've been sitting about 24 hours. So no dog hair got on them or anything. And I am going to apply that very carefully, trying not to even like really touch it. So, yeah, so that's a little tip from me. Anyway, I hope you had a good week. And thank you for coming to my ramble. And I will see you next week. I'm going to figure out my microphone situation. Dude, come here. Come here, Bubba. Come here, say bye. Say bye-bye. Oh, come here. All right, well, somebody's home. My husband's home. And the other dog's out there, so he wants to go. You want to go out, huh? Can you talk to me? Talk to me, buddy. Talk to me. Okay. We don't need to talk today. No, we don't. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.